Hey, Achievers! Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming back for part two of this series. So now we're going to get into the nitty gritty, which is going to be how much money do you need? How do you calculate that? How do you know? So for me, I knew that my number was 1.25 million, which sounds like a lot. It's not, because we're all going to be millionaires. So 1.25 million is just not a lot of money. It's just not. So I knew that's how much I needed, but how did I know that? That's what I'm going to teach you today. So get that notebook out that you had before. Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Got to say it. And let's get into it. All right, we're back. So I also want to point out that the Achiever merch is available right now. So make sure that you get your hoodies, your sweaters, your t-shirts, all the good things that I have available for you now. It's on my website, lakeishasimmons.com under shop. All right, back to it. Now, let me pull up our slides. How much do you need to be financially free? That's what we're going over today. Go ahead and get those notes ready. So the first thing I want to ask you is, does any of this sound like you? You want to spend more time with your loved ones. You're tired of working and overworking. Okay, that's a big one. You just want to have more free time. And number two, do you want to travel more? The world is out there waiting for you. Do you want to experience more of what the world has to offer? I've been everywhere. Thailand. I just got back from Thailand. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Africa multiple times, multiple countries in Africa, Morocco, Ghana. I've been to Spain, Ibiza. I mean, I could sit here the rest of this recording and tell you, right, or this live or whatever, and tell you that. So do you want to experience those things? Of course you do. So I want you to be motivated to do what it's going to take to get you there. I don't care if you grew up poor like me. I don't care if you've been divorced like me. I don't care if you've been a single mom like me. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. All right, now let's look at this one. So this is the financial freedom formula. So this is how you're going to calculate it. You need to know how much your yearly expenses are. What is that, Dr. Kisha? What are you talking about? So what does it take for you to live for a year? Remember last session, we talked about the 6 levels. And one of those levels was when you can pay for all of your expenses and you can still live. Do you remember that? Do you remember which stage that was? That was when you were between agency and security. You know, you had just enough. And then when you got to independence, you could live. So we're trying to get to the independence level. So when you get to independence, that means you can still go out to eat, you can still hang out, you can still buy clothes and shoes. You're not balling out of control because that's abundance, but you are living your just normal lifestyle without having to go to work. You have the passive income coming in to pay for everything. Now, how do you calculate what that is? Well, once you determine how much you need to live, you can multiply that number by 25. Easy, easy, easy. Everything I'm going to teach you is easy. So let's say you need $40,000 to live. And I'm not talking about your salary, because somebody's going to say, oh, I make more than 40,000 and I'm barely living now. That's not what I'm saying. You need to calculate how much it takes to live, because in that let's say you make 60,000. In that 60,000, you're getting taxes taken out. You are maybe saving for things. Maybe you are doing things that you wouldn't be doing if you didn't have to work, basically. So you wouldn't be paying income taxes. When you live off your passive investments, you pay capital gains taxes, and capital gains taxes are preferential. The tax is much lower than the taxes that come out of your paycheck. All right. And it goes based on your income. Now, so let's just say that it takes you 40,000 to pay your mortgage, pay your utilities, have your spending money, take care of your children. Let's say that. Now, you're probably saying, oh, there's no way in the world. Well, yes, it is, because I myself just let's see, that was 2018, 2019, early 2020, I was living on $40,000 a year. Yep. Because I was investing 50 and 60% of my income from my professor's salary. And I made right around $100,000. Okay. Little more than 100,000. And so I was investing 60% of it. So don't tell me that people can't live on that, because they can't. But it's called sacrifice. But the sacrifice meant that now in my early 40s, I don't have to work. I do work. I teach, I consult. I don't have a full-time job. I do a little of this, a little of that, but I have a lot of passive income streams. And in one of these sessions, I'm going to go through my passive income streams with you so you can see those and how much money I make from those. Now, so next here we have, you're going to multiply that amount by 25. So let's say you want to do 40,000, you want to do 50,000, you want to do 100,000. That's totally up to you, but you're going to multiply that. So I want you to write your number down on your paper. This is for session 2. Write that down and then multiply by 25. Get your calculator out, multiply that and see how much that is. Now, look at this chart here. This is a good chart to look at because it gives you a quick little estimate. So let's say you need 50,000 a year. So that's here in the middle. That's why I said I knew that I needed 1.25 million to be fired. It's what we call financial independence, retire early. You can just be financially independent and still work, or you could also retire early and not work. So I knew I needed 1.25 million to just not work and not do anything and just live off my investments. And that would give me a little over $4,000 a month. Let's say you think you need $60,000 a year to live. You need 1.5 million, and that's about $5,000 a month. Now, let me tell you this. You're probably saying, oh my God, there's no way in the world I'm going to save $1 million. No, you're not. I didn't save $1 million. I saved up a portion of that, and then capital gains works to multiply your money. Okay. I'm talking double your money, triple your money. That's capital gains and it's compound interest. So stay tuned, because I think 2 or 3 episodes later from this one, I'm going to go through how capital gains and capital compound interest works. So you don't have to save the whole $1 million. No, you don't. Okay. So let's look at another chart here. So this one is all about the 6 steps to financial independence. So the first one is you have to manage your debt. There's a couple of ways you can do this in managing your budget, right? So first you have to manage your budget, but then we can talk about debt. When you have debt, you got to make a decision. Either you want to have it all paid off and come up with your number based on not having any debt, which was me. I didn't have a car note. I have properties. So there's that. But I didn't have any car notes. I got a new car, paid it off really quickly, like in a year. So I don't have that. No credit card debt, no loans, paid off all my student loans. That was my path. Your path may not be to pay it all off. You may say, oh my gosh, I've got $100,000 in student loans. No way I'll ever pay it off. That's just something I'm gonna have to live with. So that $500 a month may just be part of your number, your financial freedom number or your FIRE number. And you use that in that calculation of times 25. All right. So then you have your number 2 is increase income. That's always an option. So manage your debt, pay it off, or increase your income. I personally have a lot of ways for you to reduce your expenses first. So I will put that up here with number 1 with managing debt, managing expenses, managing your budget. I have so many ways in my Budget Bestie course of how to reduce and save you at least $300 to $400 a month based on your current expenses. And don't tell me it's not possible, because it is, because I help women all the time in the Wealth Achieve program and they do it. I have plenty of testimonials, trust me. All right, number 2, increase your income, maybe just, and when I say that, I mean writing a book, using your talents that you already have. That's another episode. Number 3, emergency fund. You definitely want to make sure that you have plenty of money already in cash, so that don't matter what happens with the stock market, you're unbothered. So the last year or two, it's been in a dip. It's coming back around. It's been lovely to see it come back around. But while it was in the dip, it wasn't a big concern to me because I already had my cash flows and I had cash. Number 4, make sure you do have good insurance and make sure you insure your home, your car, so when things happen, it's not a big financial disaster. Number 5, you're going to invest, which I'm going to teach you all about in this series. You're going to build your investment portfolio, typically with low-cost index funds and dividend stocks. And then number 6, you're going to find ways to preserve that wealth. So one of the things I want you to know is you got to have a will. You got to have a trust. You need to have power of attorneys. You need to have all those things. And you can find, there's a blog on my website where I talk about those 5. That's at LakeishaSimmons.com. It's a blog post. And I'll point you in the direction of where you can do those. I did them all myself. And then one of my line sisters, I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. One of my line sisters is an attorney, and she looked over everything for me and made sure everything was good to go. But you definitely want to preserve your wealth once you get there. But these are really those kind of pillars to work through, and which we will throughout this series. Now, let's get into your homework for this lesson. I need you to list out all your expenses so you can determine your yearly living cost. That's key. That's number 1. So a really, really easy way to do it, and I have all the things that you need to think about, all the different categories of expenses in my planner, which is the Wealthy Achiever planner, which is printable from my website. And it's got all the budget categories in it and trackers. So I've got all the different budget categories for you to make sure you're not leaving anything out. And then you're going to write that in your annual expense tracker. Okay, so there's several sheets of this here. Get in the camera. Very, very easy to navigate this workbook. You're going to love it. And how to budget your paycheck. I've got 2 steps. That's it. So I've made this so very simple for you. So there's the electronic version that's printable from my website. Go to LakeishaSimmons.com under shop, or if you want an actual book, you can order that from me as well. All of that is at LakeishaSimmons.com. So that's your homework for this lesson. I hope that was helpful, helping you calculate how much you need, because we're going to start helping you invest. I'm going to teach you how to do it. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Bye.